First, let's go over factor by grouping. These trinomials are different from the trinomials that we factored yesterday because there is a number in front of the x squared. Your a value is bigger than 1. When the number in front is larger than 1, you have to multiply that number times c, times your last number. 2 times -4 is -8. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give us -8 and add up to 7. Which pair of numbers will fit this puzzle? -1 and 8. Okay. Once you know that the numbers are -1 and 8, you're going to use those numbers to rewrite this trinomial. We are going to write it as a 4-termed trinomial. Keep the first term 2x squared. Then we're using -1x and +8x, and then the last term -4. We haven't really changed the polynomial. Do you see how if I were to add -1x and 8x, I still have 7x in the middle? We just uncombined the like terms. Now this becomes a factor by grouping, which we did a couple days ago. Split this after the second term. First group, what is the GCF? What do those two terms have in common? Just x. 2x squared, take an x out, you'd be left with 2x. -1x, take the x out, you'd be left with -1. Second group, 8x and -4. What do they have in common? 4. 8x divided by 4 is 2x. -4 divided by 4 is -1. So our factored form is x plus 4, 2x minus 1. That's funny. Okay, part B on my slide, it's started. The process has started for you. I don't really know why they did that. Honestly, let's just go to the next slide. Okay, we are going to skip example C and example D. So if you want to just extend your work, kind of like cross these out and extend your work down, that's totally fine. I know there's not a ton of room to write here. I do want to show you guess and check as well. For guess and check, we still start the same way. You still have to do 2 times -15. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give us -30, and those numbers need to add up to 1. It is -5 and 6. Okay. So we know our answer is going to look like this. These two terms, when we double distribute, the first terms end up multiplying to give you 2x squared. So what do you think those terms are going to be? What two things would multiply to give you 2x squared? 1 and 2. So let's do like a 2x and an x. 2x times x is 2x squared. Okay. 2x times whatever that number is going to give us either -5x or +6x. This is where those two numbers are used. Would it make sense to use -5 there? We can't really do 2 times something to get -5. So these two things have to multiply to give us 6x. 2x times what is 6x?
Like 3x and 2.
3. Okay. This term times x is going to give us whichever one we didn't use. So that's going to give us the -5x. X times what is -5x? -5. Our factored form is 2x minus 5, x plus 3. Some people, once they get the hang of factoring by guess and check, really, really like it because it doesn't take as much time. It's kind of like a puzzle. The problem with guess and check is when your first term is something that has multiple options. There's only one way to multiply to get 2x squared, x times 2x. With 6x squared, it could be 2x and 3x. It could be 1x and 6x. We don't know which one it's going to be. So you are guessing which one it is and then seeing if you can make everything else fit with that choice. Sometimes you get into a situation where you've got a square hole, round peg, and you just can't make that work. So a lot of people prefer factor by grouping because it works every time, no matter what. There's no guessing to it. You find the numbers, you split it into 4 terms, factor by grouping, and you get your answer, period. I will let you choose which method you want to use based on like what you're comfortable with. I'm going to show you factor by grouping one more time, and then I think we'll do guess and check on the next one. Typically, when I see an A value like 6, and I know that there's multiple options, I typically do factor by grouping because then I know it's going to work.
Can you, for these, can you do like a factor x equals
6 times -4, we are looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give us -24 and add up to 5. And those of you might be familiar with, you're multiplying to get -24, you're adding to get 5. What I don't like about that x thing is that you have to remember what each number stands for, and I tend to not remember those things, so that's why I do the blanks. What 2 numbers satisfy that little puzzle? If you need to, we've got 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. It would be -3 and 8. The order that you use those does not matter with factor by grouping. In fact, I could put plus 8x minus 3x, or you could do minus 3x plus 8x. The order that you put those numbers does not matter. It will end up giving you the same results no matter what. Split it into 2 groups. What does the first group have in common? 6x squared and 8x. 2x. 6x squared divided by 2x is 3x, so that 2x and 3x would have worked for us. 8x divided by 2x is 4. -3x and -4. First of all, whatever symbol is in front of this third term, you definitely want to use that symbol. Do they have anything in common? If they have nothing in common, that means they have a 1 in common, so -1. -3x divided by -1 is +3x. -4 divided by -1 is +4. So our factored form is 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4. The first thing that you should always check is greatest common factor, especially if you see that the numbers are all really big. And if you see that your first term is not x squared, you definitely need to factor something out. So it'd be really helpful if all 3 of these could be divided by 4, because then we'd have an easier factoring problem. But can we divide 4 and 30 and 14 by 4? No. What can we divide them by? 2. And they all have an x that they can give up. 4x to the third divided by 2x is 2x squared. -30x squared divided by 2x is -15x. 14x divided by 2x is +7. From this point on, we are going to be focusing on this trinomial. It is very easy to forget about the 2x in front. So some people find it helpful, wherever we're going to write our answer, to put 2x parentheses, parentheses, because we know that that 2x has to be in front of our answer just get it written down in front of it now. Or like circle it, highlight, do something so that you don't forget about it. Okay, we need to multiply 2 times 7. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give us 14 and add up to negative 15. That'd be negative 1 and negative 14. Do you want to do factor by grouping, or do you want to do guess and check on this one? Factor by grouping? So 2x squared minus 1x minus 14x plus 7. You're splitting that middle term into that negative 1 and negative 14. Split that 4 terms into 2 groups and then factor GCF. What does the first group have in common? Just x. The second group, it can be easy to miss this negative, but you need to factor out the negative because that third symbol is a negative symbol. Negative 7. Negative 14x divided by negative 7 is 2x. 7 divided by negative 7 is negative 1. So our answer is 2x times x minus 7 times 2x minus 1. Okay, I do want to mention C and D in this example. Do you see anything wrong with example C? There's a negative in front. You really do not want that term to be negative. It makes everything difficult. So while these 3 terms don't really have anything in common, because of that negative, you want to start by factoring out a negative 1. That'll make this positive 5x squared minus 7x minus 6. So your answer for this one is going to be negative 1 parentheses parentheses. Okay, now let's focus on the trinomial. It is going to end up being something times something will give us 5x squared. The only way to do that is 5x and x. Okay. 5x times this term is going to give us, oh, we didn't get that done yet. We have to multiply the 5 times the negative 6, so negative 30, and it has to add up to negative 7. What numbers do that? 3 and 10? 3 and negative 10. Okay, so 5x times what is going to give us, it wouldn't make sense to use the 3, it would make sense to use the negative 10. So we want 5x times something to give us negative 10x, that would be negative 2. And then something times x would have to give us that other one, 3x, so that has to be a plus 3. So our final answer is negative 1 times 5x plus 3 times x minus 2. If you like factoring by guess and check, use it. If you prefer factor by grouping, use it. Anytime I see something like 5x squared, I tend to use factoring by guess and check because I know for certain that the only way to get 5x squared is 5x times x. If it's something like 6 or 8 or 12, if there's a lot of options to multiply to get that, then I tend to use factor by grouping because then I know I'm going to get my correct answer no matter what. On your assignment for this unit, we are going to change the assignment, and I'll have you do 2, 4, 10, and then 16, 18, and 22.